So, how did the death? Oh, hi. By the way, my name is Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Nice to meet you.
This is Christopher.
Yeah. Okay. So, how did the death of President Kennedy affect the morale of the American people through your eyes?
I think it was very depressing, especially the way he died. I think that it was a big surprise. He was, one of the youngest presidents at the time. I think a lot of people really respected him and liked him as president, so it was very shocking. I do remember I was in elementary school and I was sitting at my desk and it came over the loudspeaker, and even the kids, everybody started crying. The teachers were upset.
Were teachers crying, or was it? Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. All right. Next question. Do you think we should have ever entered the Vietnam War, or was the cost of young American lives too great to help countries in the Far East deal with Russia?
I was a little young during that time, but I feel that personally, and at that age, that you leave it up to the officials to make that decision, the president to make that decision. We were foes with the. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
With and so we were there to support them and to help them. We were fighting the North and the South, and I just feel like with any war there are good reasons for it. Did it have to go on as long as it did? I don't know about that. During war you always have a loss of life, and it's very sad. And sometimes later you look at things and and you can say, was that really necessary or wasn't it? But actually, I was kind of young to have any kind of an opinion at that time.
Do you know of anyone like close to you that had a strong opinion, or was one way or the other? Or
not really.
Not really. What was your reaction to the school shooting at Kent State in 1970?
Well, that was kind of shocking too. I'm from Columbus, Ohio,
Really?
so and I have cousins that went to Kent State. So anything like that is so unnecessary, and things just get out of hand. And when you start out with a quiet demonstration, that's fine and that's good. But then when it starts to get violent, it's just totally unnecessary. And a lot of lives were lost then.
Okay. So this is, I guess this is a little bit of a question, but what type of effect did Martin Luther King Jr. have on you or your family, or just people who live near you? You said you grew up in Ohio, so segregated.
I thought I liked him a lot, and I think that integration was very important. I went to a public school that was predominantly a white school, but we had probably, I don't know, 10%, 50% who were non-white. I think he had a lot to say, and I think he would have. It's too bad that his life ended the way it did too, because I think he had a vision that was right on. Would have been a positive impact, I think.
Did you approve, disapprove, or not really pay attention to the counterculture in the 60s protesting the Vietnam War?
I saw it, but like I said, I was pretty young, so I didn't really involve myself in that. There was a demonstration at Ohio State when I was in junior high school, I guess, or whatever, and but it did not turn out to be a violent thing, and I don't know, a lot of people did voice their opinions on the negative side of that.
So what did your mother do for a living, and how was she kind of affected by the lack of women's rights and sexism?
She was a secretary. She worked for a shoe company. She had jobs all along, and then she was able to stay home and raise us for a number of years until my dad lost his job, and that would have been in '68. So she went back to the workforce, and she was a secretary to a vice president of a bank. And it really didn't have. She didn't really feel that.
She was being discriminated.
No, not at all.
She was kind of
she
like
was
a
really
normal
good.
job.
Yeah.
Did she enjoy her job, or?
She loved her job, and she continued until she retired. She was unable to go to college, but she helped my dad, and she helped him get the grades he got. So.
That's fine. Okay, so this one is a good one because you were pretty young around this time, but or well, I guess not super young, but or, sorry.
That's a question.
Did you think space travel was kind of like a far reach for people at that time, or once we landed on the moon, did you believe it?
I thought it was wonderful, and the Jetsons were on at that time.